everybody, that's Robert.
And this is Beatrice.
This is level 1 6 count. We're going to tell you a recap from our first 2 classes. So it's going to be a little bit longer video, but we're going to get all that material in. So 6 count. Basic footwork, first of all.
Yep, so we start. So lead, you're always going to start with your left foot.
Follows your right foot.
And it's going to be all the way through.
Yeah, all the way through it looks like this. It's a rock, step, a triple, triple. Rock, step, a triple, triple. So we're just doing side to side. It is also possible to go forward and back, which looks like this. A rock, step, a triple, triple. Rock, step, a forward, back.
Yep.
Rock, step, a forward, back.
Now, for brand new people to this move, it can sometimes be confusing to do the triple steps. You want to think of a triple step as 3 steps in 2 counts. So while we're saying the move, you can think each syllable is a step. So you can hear rock, step, triple step, rock, step, triple step, triple step. And that'll help you kind of keep the tempo.
Another way to think about it is tennis, basketball, basketball, tennis, basketball, basketball. That's just a fun thing that I heard once, but you know, when you're playing basketball, you're kind of shuffling around the court. It's kind of that idea.
Yeah, so whatever works for you, there are a lot of different ways that you can kind of keep the timing in mind.
Right.
So with that, we jump straight into doing the basic in open. So here we're facing our partner, we're going side to side. So rock, step, a triple, triple, one thing. While we're going side to side, it's not about kind of outpacing my partner. So if we do it small, we both match. If we want to go a little bit bigger, we both match. But we're not trying to overpower each other. Yeah?
Right. And our hand hold here, just for a second, I'm just kind of like dipping into, I don't know, a jar of peanut butter.
To get that sweet. And as a lead, I'm kind of holding my coffee, but my thumb is on the other side.
So I guess I'm dipping into the coffee.
Yeah, dip your hand into the coffee.
Yummy.
Strange, okay? And this is how we keep this hand grip, okay? We don't want to be too flat so that your hands drift away.
And we don't want to be squeezing, because that's really uncomfortable and, yeah. Just uncomfortable.
No uncomfortable.
Yeah, and if you want to be rotating as a unit in that basic step, it's in small increments.
So usually, don't have to be exact, but I use the first kind of triple to orient, and then the second one to settle. So turn a bit, settle. Rock, step, turn, settle. And that's just a good kind of principle to keep in mind, because in all of these moves, you're always going to be sort of adjusting to help your partner out.
Yeah.
So speaking of those moves.
Yeah, so we learned 2 follow turns and 2 lead turns. We're going to repeat them now again in the order that you learned them. So the first one was the follow underarm turn, which looks like this.
This?
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Again from this angle.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
Cool. So as a lead, all these moves are led, and I want to think about certain ways that I can signal to my follow what the move is. So first of all, I have to decide in advance what it's going to be instead of at the moment. And for this turn on the rock step, I'm bringing this arm up and across. So I'm just trying to cross the center line and just bring it past like our nose.
Kind of like you're checking your watch.
Yeah, right. Look at your watch. It's not about being very loud or very noticeable. It just has to be enough that my partner notices something different, right? This is very different than your normal basic. Yeah. Okay? And
for my footwork follows, I'm thinking about traveling on that first triple and then turning around on the second triple. So rock, step, travel. I have my arm rope. When I'm getting to the end of it, I use that second triple to turn around. It's very important that my arm is staying in front of me at all times in my line of vision. If it's behind, that could be shoulder injury. So please be mindful of that. Robert is not cranking me around or determining where I'm going. I'm controlling my movement in that moment.
Yeah. And to that end, I'm going to help Beatrice by sort of traveling a little and taking her place. So if I stay put, Beatrice has to do a lot of work, right? But if I kind of help her and travel, walk half the distance, then we both kind of can be sort of lazy, and we both have kind of halved the distance that one person would normally travel.
Exactly. The next turn we learned was a lead underarm turn, which looks like this. A 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
From this side.
A 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
So this is a similar mechanic where I have to just give a signal, but this time instead of up and over, I'm just moving this arm straight up.
That's signaling nothing to me. I don't know what to do with this. That means the lead is going to do something.
Exactly.
If it's crossed over, I'm doing my turn.
Yeah. So this is saying a turn's coming, but you don't have to worry about anything. Okay? So from here, on that first triple, I'm going to go underneath, rock, step, triple step, and my back is more or less facing my partner. And then the next triple, I just turn to face Beatrice.
And I'm tracking my partner during that whole move. I'm just facing Robert at all times. That's all I'm doing, just doing my basic footwork, paying attention to where Robert is.
Yeah.
Next, we learned another follow turn, which is a cross-hand kind of compression-y turn.
Yeah. Cross-hand turn. Okay.
So you'll notice that that regular hand hold has now switched to the other hand and in a kind of a high-five type position.
Same kind of idea, but instead this other hand is the one finishing that.
Right.
So, rock, step,
change
switch
the hand.
And now this is a pretty good signal for Beatrice to turn. Do-ba-da. And I can make it a little easier by, without moving too much, just kind of moving into it. And that'll help Beatrice start to turn early. So the rest, do-ba-da, is easier.
Yeah.
Yeah? One thing I kind of want to add is that when we're doing these turns, I always want to have Beatrice's elbow kind of more in. So if it gets tweaked like this, I'm doing way too much work and this is really bad for her shoulder. So the elbow, our elbow should always be out, not tweaked in.
Yeah.
So I let Beatrice keep her elbow out as she turns through. Just
And
for
same
safety.
idea, I'm keeping my arm in front of me at all times. Again, don't want any shoulder tweaks.
Yeah.
Another turn we learned was the lead belt turn,
Mm-hmm.
which looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, I'm just tracking my partner. It's all happening on the lead side, which is...
So the first triple, I just move in. I move my waist to my hand, not the other way around. So I just go rock, step, triple in. Now
I'm basically staying in place.
Yeah, now I let go, and I just turn, keep turning, and expect to see my partner.
Yeah, and during that moment, I am tracking kind of with the side of my thumb along Robert's back.
So, rock, step, triple step.
So here's that moment. I'm using that triple step and just kind of tracking. You can also just let go completely and not have any connection there. Let's do the same orientation. As long as I'm still visually tracking my partner, right? I don't want to be doing full hand against the back or like creepy spider. Those can either be like just uncomfortable or seem a little bit more romantic than we want.
It's not a seductive moment.
It is not meant to be one, yeah. It's just, you know, getting around to the other side. So
Yeah.
some tips on that.
So once we've done all these crazy turns, we want to get into closed, because we're going to do some stuff in that. And the move from closed, from this angle, looks like this. So rock, step, triple step.
Which is called a frisbee.
Frisbee.
From a different angle.
A rock, step, triple step.
Yeah. And the main kind of signal that this move is happening is that the rock step is not a normal rock step, it's a side rock step. So normally our rock step looks like this. This time our rock step looks like this. Yeah.
And as a lead, I just want to do the move too, so I don't worry about what my partner's doing. I just move my own center of mass out, so out to the side, then step through, and then turn to meet my partner.
Gather, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's not an arm Yankee thing.
Yeah. So just so you can see it again, because it's kind of strange. So out, turn through, triple step, and now we're next to our partner.
Again, one more time from this angle.
Step through, turn, ba-da, ba-da.
And that is everything that we learned in Class 1 and Class 2 of Level 1 6 Count for Spring Session A. Yeah, that's where we are.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week for more good.
Good night.
Goodness.
Goodness. Goodness.
Goodness.